this is my art practice. My name is Stitch, and let's go ahead and get into what I do for art. Some mediums and materials I use, usually I'll be using paper, cardboard, oil paint, and usually any scraps. I'm usually a non-traditional artist, and these are the typical materials I would use on my work. What I am currently working on, I am in my first senior studio. I'm in my painting and drawing class, and I'm usually always working on something different. I'm always experimenting with different mediums, ideas, trying new things. I'm doing a lot of bigger projects right now, so a lot of the stuff I don't have a lot of great documentation of in progress parts, so I apologize for that in advance. Alright, so one of my most recent sculptures, even though, like I said, I'm a painting and drawing major, I do a lot of sculpturally work. Here's my most finished recent works. Mask-like cardboard heads with some vinyl that was laid across the floor in a piñata. Kind of like about long distance relationships and how finding that time to try and be together even though we're like millions of miles apart, and just the hardships that goes through that. And it doesn't show that here, but like these two, I had basically the whole boutique space, if you will. One head was on one side of the space and one was on the other, and there's this like vinyl like tracing from one side to the other, and in between was this piñata, and I actually pulled it open and there was like love notes that came out. So those heads were actually made from paper mache, and the piñata was also paper mache, and so these books were made kind of like a collage-esque paper as well, also about just me and my relations. A current project that I'm currently working on, so there's not too many photos on it. I tried my best. I have the chair currently. This chair piece is going to be a functional chair or is like sitting sculpture. This will be having the Muppet version of myself. Here's some sketches with, some like measurements and kind of a rough sketch idea of like what it would look like hopefully in the end, and some more measurements. And the other one is kind of a 3D, like I do a lot of like cardboard paintings, but I'm trying to do like almost like a platform, away from the wall painting. I did it in 3 separate sections, and in between those I'll have 2 flat paintings in between them. I don't know if that explains it very well. But I do a lot of like self-portrait art because I feel like it just helps define myself and my life as a queer and Hispanic person. Some future ideas I want to try and do a music video, even though I don't have any great singing skills or dancing skills or any of that, but I think it'd be a fun challenge. I'm also thinking of like a wearable painting using like paper, cardboard, so basically I would be the art piece, and probably in that I would probably paint my body too. And the third one, minifigures, but maybe using either clay or like what's the word, like 3D printing or resin printing, stuff like that. I am still not sure if I'm going to do that because 3D printing is a lot of hard work and something that I need to learn on, and so we'll see if I get to do that in the future. Same with the music videos, a lot of like editing and such, but those are some ideas I have. Here's my website. You should totally check it out. I have just like more past work, some past things I've done, some sculptures, paintings, digital work. I also have some just like information, and if you want to get in touch with me, that's just where you could go. If you want to follow me on some like things, I do a lot of posts of what I'm working on currently. You can follow my Instagram, or you could also look at my link tree. There's some other things you can look at that, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so very much, and yeah.